Those that trade their privacy for security deserve neither. Do I have that right? I think that's a Benjamin Franklin quote. I know a man who came from the Soviet Union, not the Russian Federation, but the Soviet Union. Russia. He immigrated. He was a young man. I guess at one point he put his head on a swivel, if you will. He looked around, he said, screw this. I can tell you now, I have walked the streets of St. Petersburg, Russia, on many an occasion. The men are quiet. The people are quiet. No one talks. Even in the hustling, bustling city streets at, middle of the day, right downtown. There's 4.5 million people. It's a big city, beautiful city. People walking, no one's talking. Just take a minute, think about that. You walk down the streets of New York, you know how it is. You're fighting for your place on the sidewalk and you're trying to, you're just trying to get through the herd. And there's hustle and there's bustle and there's people milling and talking. Not in St. Petersburg, it's quiet. That's the difference. That's why he came here. Because here he knew that he could live, really live. He could express himself. He could do what he wanted. And so he came. He was enamored with our Constitution. That's what drew him. He saw the freedoms that we enjoyed, the privileges and the rights that we enjoyed. Freedom of speech without fear of disappearing, for starters. You don't do that shit in St. Petersburg, Russia, even now, even today. You demonstrate, you're taking a chance, a real chance. So he gets here, and he's a brilliant man. He is. I as much as it pains me to admit that. Damn lawyer. So what's he do? He sets out to defend, ultimately in his professional career, he finds himself ultimately defending that which drew him here, the Constitution. He argues in SCOTUS, the SCOTUS, for your constitutional rights, to protect them. Because they're slowly being eroded away. They're being attacked on all sides by all of the government, by all of them. Get rid of those little letters behind the names. Throw them out. They are only there to confuse you. Republican, Democrat, no. They're all the same. Why, I even know one who changed his party affiliation just so he could land an elected position and then change his party affiliation back. Clever. Very clever. And that's only to reinforce, drop the letters behind the names. It's all of the government. So here he is. He's in the Supreme Court, and he's fighting for Jane Doe's right to pick something out of the Constitution. I can go for one of the two hot and heavies, the freedom of speech, the right to bear arms. Let's just talk about the Constitution as a whole. You should read it sometime. It's pretty interesting. I know I'm sure you've never read it. And so he comes here because he sees the golden goose, if you will, a chance to live, to really live as a man. And then he sees his fellow citizens that he's adopted, embraced, his fellow Americans, because he's now an American, begin to dismantle and destroy the very thing that brought him here, that he holds sacred and dear. His passion. It's like a fire. You're not going to put that fire out in him. It's never going to go out. He seeks the truth. He hungers for the truth. And so do I. And that is our commonality. That's our bond. We are both restless. We wander the globe and we search for the truth. You can't find the truth today. You can't buy the truth. These are scary times, people. It's happening right in front of you right now. Take it in. It's the total degradation, dismantling of our society. It's happening in front of you right now. Because you have allowed the government to become perverted. You put them in there. You elected each of them. It's on your hands. And he's in there fighting his ass off to try to keep the government off your back. And you're out here going, well, yeah, I guess if the government needs to know about my health care, they should know. They should need to know about my prescriptions. Hell, they know about everything else. They know about my earnings. They know about, now they know everything. They control my ability to travel with a privilege to drive. They now know my body. They know everything about me. So I've traded my privacy for this thing called security. Who will protect me from my security officers when they come for me?